Playing signing day in this Line Vision update presented by CBNS Bank. Catching up with UNA head football coach Chris Willis, putting the finishing touches on the 2021 football signing class. Coach Willis, you signed 6 mid-year guys now today in February, wrapping up this class. How does this group complement what all you signed early in December?
Well, I think it was a good mixture. We set out to sign a good base of high school kids. We were looking anywhere from 12 to 15, somewhere in that range. I believe the number now is we end up with 14 high school kids out of the 17, 3 being transfers. And we went around each position. We didn't want to overdo ourselves and put ourselves out there with big numbers, and because we want to leave some room for some transfer guys that we are going to sign after signing day. But now look at defensively, we signed 2 really good D linemen. We signed 2 linebackers. We signed, I think it was 3 secondary guys in high school I'm talking about. And then, offensively, there's a quarterback, there's a running back, there's 2 offensive linemen, I think 3 wide receivers. So we kind of spreaded it all around a little bit. We could have gone maybe a little number higher, 3 at this spot, 4 at this spot, but we just kind of choose to leave it in the 12 to 15 range, which is about what we ended up doing. And the difference this year is just, if you look at where they're from, a lot of these guys are winning programs that won state championships. We looked at a lot of that and coaches that we had good connections with, but we just addressed our needs. We want to it's like building a house. We want to lay the concrete, get the foundation kind of going. This is a group of guys that, you'd like to hopefully say one day they won a conference championship. I'm big on redshirting everybody. There's no secret about that. But I mean, if they're ready to go, we'll play them. I'm not opposed to playing a freshman, but I think it's good to redshirt guys. The downfall of that being is we live in a different time and age where it used to be kids would show up and they would develop and they would spend a year on your campus and do that. But everybody, it's just this transfer portal thing. People are impatient. A lot of freshmen think they should play right away. And, you don't know how long you're going to have these guys. Believe it or not, you'll have some freshmen that think they probably should have played, and they'll go to the transfer portal. So you have to recruit kind of in that mode, knowing what you got coming in, and you got to lay down what you plan your expectations are for them. But I really like our class. I really do. I think it's a good class. We beat some guys that we're going to be playing against. And you could say, well, you said that last year. You said that year before. That is true. But I use it like an example, like if we're going up against us, and I'm not going to name the school, but if we're going up against a particular school who's eligible for the playoffs and are capable for winning, as many games as possible and counting, in the past, we might go up against each other on 8 kids and they would get 6 of the 8, okay? And we might squeeze 2 of them out. Today, it's almost like it's half and half. We get 4, they get 4, so we've closed the gap tremendously. And the coaches, I'm proud of them. A lot of work. A lot of work. It's been an odd recruiting year with just doing all the Zoom and everything we're doing. Look at us today. Here we are Zooming again with me and you, and not going into the homes, get to see them and build that relationship inside the home. You had to do everything by computer and by telephone. And, it's made it a lot harder. But I also feel like we got to know them a little bit more on a personal level because of the amount of times we had to do that. Opposed to maybe just going limited times at the house. So,
Coach, when you look at this class as a whole, the breakdown between high schoolers and transfers, plus what you have on the roster now, do you feel like you guys hit the areas that you were targeting?
Yeah, we did. We got the numbers pretty much that we said we were going to try to go for. Now, I'll be honest with you, was it 14 I told you? There was one guy we did, an offensive lineman we really wanted. We worked down to the last minute. We thought we had him flipped. It just didn't happen. And that's one spot we would like to have grabbed another one at. But on the flip side of that, we pulled a kid away in another position that we weren't expecting to get. So, it kind of balances itself out. Moving forward, as you know, being in the world of FCS Division II, the small college recruiting don't stop. The Alabamas and Auburns of the world, they're already recruiting next year's class. We will as well once we get out and hopefully can get some spring recruiting in April. But moving forward, we've still got some transfers we're going to sign. There's no secret about that. Everybody knows at this level you play with. We're going to have a mixture of both, high school and transfers. So you'll see some more signees. As in most cases, they'll pop up maybe individually throughout March, April, May, June. We hope to have it all finalized before we get into the summer months, but we do have some availability. We're still looking at some spots on both sides of the ball.
Coach, as we progress through this transition, now heading into year 3, getting closer to being eligible for the playoffs, when it comes to your coaching staff, selling campus, selling the Shoals area community, just how valuable has that been?
Well, it's big. I think that's the big thing that we can hang over a lot of people's head that, our area, our community, our support, the city itself. I mean, right here on the Tennessee River, when you compare that to a lot of other places, we definitely are winning in that category. We have closed the gap on the field. I think, we've won some games. We even the games we haven't won, we've played close, and we're talking about FBS level teams. And so, we're flirting with it, and we're getting there. I think we're keeping our head above water. We've got a ways to go though now. I mean, let's just be honest. The ASUN, as we all saw the news, you got Central Florida, Jacksonville State, and Kennesaw State. And I'm no disrespect to EKU, but I'm just naming those 3. Here are 3 teams that have been winning pretty regular. Kennesaw's been winning the Big South for the most part. Central Florida is a top 10 team in the country. Jacksonville State might have went backwards a little bit, but they're still flirting with the possibility of winning the OVC every year. So there's some things we've got to do off the field to catch up with those. And a lot of that's facilities and some things we got to do. But we, as far as recruiting and a lot of the, you mentioned the city and the things that we're doing, we're right there. We really are. We're really close, but we got to be able to punch the door through. That's not going to be an easy conference. It's definitely going to be the SEC. I guess if you want to compare it to something of FCS.
Coach, as you start putting the final touches on this class the next couple of months, you mentioned you'll look through the transfer portal. You guys have had some success adding guys very late. How much longer will you guys go in terms of looking to add to this class?
Well, listen, I'm big on you always want it done before the summer months hit. So we'll carry this through May. And that's the transfer portal got over 7,000 prospects, I guess you could say, in there. We're going through that. We're looking at our connections and who we got possible of getting. You got to look at all the scenarios, whether they can get into this school or not. There's the academic component. So, I'd like to shut it down in May, but I say that every year. And then here comes somebody in June and July, and it's hard to pass on. But, we're in a good place right now. The team's really working hard, and you add these recruits to it. A lot of the ingredients are coming together.
Coach Willis, last thing for you. I look out on the turf field, the weight room. It looks like the players are working very hard. Take us through the next couple of months for these guys as they get into the offseason and into spring training.
Well, listen, I told the guys when we got done with BYU, as we know, the fall was a very strange, odd year. 4 football games. It's just unreal the things we had to go through, from the election to just a lot of things on a lot of people's plates. Whether you were for or against, it doesn't matter. It was just a lot going on. And here we are now. I told the guys, when we get back, either you're committed or you're not committed. If you're committed, be ready, because the work's going to be hard. We're going to get after it 5 days a week, leading up into spring football. And it's going to be from lifting to running to, we're going to be attention to detail, study halls, classroom settings, the whole thing. And they knew that going in, but I told them, I said, enjoy your break. Really sit down with your family and think, I'm not going to say it's the military, but we're going to be very hard and strict on you when you get back. It's not that we wasn't already, but you had to change the way you coached in the fall. It was just different. I don't wish that on anybody. And so here we are back. Now, granted, we still have the virus. The COVID is still here. It's not like it's disappeared. We're still dealing with it. But we have got a good grasp on how to handle it here. I think we're doing a really good job. But we're working hard. Yeah, you're right. You see them out there pretty much. There's 3 days out of the week. You'll see them out there running. 2 of them. We go tomorrow morning at 6:30. We get after it. No matter how cold, we're going to be out there going. And they're lifting 4 days a week. And the accountability, everybody holding each other accountable for being on time and showing up. It's all been great. Players are just ready to get back to some type of structure. They wanted a schedule. This is what it's going to be. Coach, we want that. It was too freelance, I thought, in the fall. And, I'm knocking on wood as we speak. I hope that we can stay on schedule. We had a great spring going last year and we got home. I feel like here we are again. We're going, and it's going great. Just hope nobody tells us we got to stop, and I hope we can continue this, because if you can stay at this pace all the way through the summer into the fall camp, man, I can only imagine it's tough on anybody when you shut down in March and you don't come back until July, and you don't know what you're doing. I just don't want to go through that again. Like I said, I feel good about what we got going right now. Everybody's positive and upbeat. Let's just hope it stays that way.
Coach Willis, we appreciate the time and congratulations on another great class.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.